Good afternoon on this miserable looking sounding Sunday afternoon. I am spending a little bit of time with my daughter. My partner is not feeling too well, so I decided to take it to the park, give her a peace and quiet at home. So as I am overseeing my daughter play, I thought I'd firstly answer a couple of questions based on the video that dropped this morning. Like I said on the video, wasn't planning to go live on Discord yesterday, but I just felt the need to firstly say something. So hopefully that video has been of help to so many. Those that have contacted me, they actually find it useful. We'll probably elaborate a little bit more on that video. There's a few people that probably misunderstood a couple of the points that I made. Right at the beginning, I explained very clearly that I trade options on Binance, which is a future perpetual coin. I also do USD, so I use USDT to trade. So please don't get that confused with spot market trading. Okay, that's a different beast altogether. So I just wanted to clear that up straight away. Now, yesterday, as I used myself as an example in regards to why I went straight through to perpetual futures trading, and that mainly was because it exposed me to all the available leverages positions that there was and the biggest choice of coins to trade. Right, so I use myself. Hello, sweetheart. Can I push you on a swing? Of course I can. So, you know, I may have to wait a little bit. There's some people already on it, so you have to wait your turn. Okay. You want to say hello? You want to say hello? Hello. So this is my daughter, who's 5 years old. This is Alexia. Funny face.
Yeah.
You having a good time?
Yeah.
A bit windy, a bit cold, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Right, okay. So go play with something else, alright? I use myself an example. The example that I used in regards to using leverage, building a position on the video. I've been receiving quite a few messages of people. Wow, it's getting really windy. Some people getting a little confused in regards to, well, how much percentage shall I put in? How many percentage I need to keep back? Do I drop 90% on the margin? Let's just make this clear right from the start, right? I use an example of 10%. It doesn't mean you have to use 10%. You can use 1%, 2%, all the way to whatever you feel you are prepared to risk. This is not financial advice, right? At the end of the day, you are putting capital at risk, right? So this is not a game, you know, because after reading so many messages of people are getting absolutely destroyed and losing big, massive amounts of money, and the market maker is running away with it and opening more positions, it pisses me off. And that's why I want people to actually take this seriously, because it could change your frigging life. Now in the next 48 hours, there's going to be a video dropped by me on my own personal channel. They're going to give you a little insight as to why I've pushed so hard in the last 7-8 weeks. So I'm keeping my eye on my daughter because, you know, she's got my adventurous side in her. So when we start talking about, well, how much shall I put in? Put what you feel that you are prepared to risk, okay? So I use 10% as an example based on an example of $100. So when you have a position open at X1 and you're starting for 10% and you're building that position and you're ready to get some of the little profits out, and then you want to buy some more contracts. And again, another thing about contracts is just a word. It's size, it's quantity, okay, of the position that you're building. So don't get confused on that. Once you rebuy in, Okay, so let's say you take 25, 50% out of that position as profits. You split that in half. You keep half just as a backup for your margin, because once you increase your leverage, your margin needs to firstly have your full attention. Once you firstly say we got X10 and you're built your position, and then you are like not sure, well, how much profit should I take? Well, it depends how much upside you're getting, isn't it? So if you're getting a little upside, just hold on. You know, if you want to take a little bit more because your margin was, I need to create a bigger buffer, well, take some. Don't be scared of taking profits, my friends, right? Pay yourself. Use that money to build that position, okay? Once you've firstly done that, I'll say you're now getting some decent profits out. You know, always take whatever you feel is right, 25, 50, sometimes 75, okay? Identify the retrace, buy more contracts at the retrace, identify the turning point, and carry on. Now let's say that you're coming towards like, I've exhausted the contracts, which is going to take a long time, or said, you know what, I'm happy with the gains. I'm not being greedy. I've learned a lot on this trade, because that's what you're doing. You're learning as you're doing it, right? That's the best way, okay? Listen, you can go to university and spend 5 years studying a specialist subject, right? You turn up in your first day to do the actual work that you spend 5 years, okay? You've got a steep learning curve, even though that you spend 5 years learning everything, the dynamics, the theories, the examples of it. Now you have somebody who's actually doing on the job day one, and they're learning on the job. Trust me, they learn a lot quicker, right? So I always favor, when I employ people that's got experience over a qualification. Qualification can be learned. Experience has to be gained on what you're doing. And it's the same thing when it comes to trading. Every time you open a trade, either if it's a winning trade or a losing trade, you are learning, okay? And how you apply those learnings, it's up to you. So, where's she gone? Just checking. She's okay. So, how do you end the position? Well, first of all, you could either milk the contracts out of it completely, or end it with a limit order, trigger order, sell it to market, whatever. All right? You have to make that decision. Okay? I can't make that decision for you. My strategy is very different to what your strategy is. Your goals is different to what my goals are. All right? At the end of the day, we're here to make money. Let's be true about it. It's not a dirty word, okay? But it's how you make it, how you learn it, to become more efficient. So you don't have to do as many trades. You know, there's some guys here on the Discord server who's been here for a while. They traded previous years. They are veterans. There's a guy who I'm in contact with, and he does maybe 1 or 2 trades a week. But on that trade, the amount of profit that he makes outweighs what I do on 60, 70, 80, 90 trades. Okay? So, because he understands leverage, he uses cross, he uses isolated margin. He builds his position, and he's happy to hold a position for a day, for a week, not a problem, because he only does the one. Okay? So, coming back to finishing off your position. Let's say that you close your position. You're going to have temptation, especially if the prices still continue to the upside. You have to make the decision as to where you're happy to end that trade, even if the price is upside or downside. Okay? Once you make that decision, and let's say the price is still going up, the temptation to go back in will always be there, right? I can't say do this, do that, right? I can only do what I feel is right for me. The same thing applies to you. So when you cashed out and you're on profit, you've got to ask yourself 2 questions. Number 1, am I happy with this trade and what I got out of it and the learnings from it? Number 2, if this was the other way round, a losing trade, would you go back in again? Yeah? answer those questions, and I think you'll realize what the final answer for yourself is going to be. All right. So this afternoon is my relaxing time. Okay. So weekends, new people shouldn't be trading. Just an advice. For those that are experienced, they're trading on the weekends. There's not a lie about it, because they understand the dynamics of the market and the market makers. So they apply different strategies for the weekend that they do on every single day. Each day is a different strategy, depending on how the market is behaving and what is the intentions of the market makers. So I use the weekends to kind of catch up on my sleep. I only had about 3 hours last night, and also catch up on everything else that I'm involved with. This is just one of the communities that I participated in. I'm also a member of other communities, but I dedicated quite a lot of my time in the last 7-8 weeks on this community because there's a great bunch of people. It's an amazing community. Great seeing people helping each other, using their skills to help others, learning from others. It's not a selfish community. But we have to also bear in mind there's a lot of new people coming in, and they will be asking the same questions that you asked when you started. Okay? And I've seen some comments, people dishing new people, and it's like, put yourself in their shoes. Come on. Put yourself in your shoes in your first day that you virtually joined. Did you know everything? Did you know absolutely everything? Do you know now? No. You've learned from either watching videos, from reading textbooks, from advice from other people. So, do me a favor, if you see somebody asking the same questions that might be trivial to you, help them out. It's a community for a reason. And if you can do that, that'll be awesome. Because it builds confidence within the community, builds confidence within the individuals, especially somebody that's new, that doesn't understand the whole picture of what trading is. And the faster we can get more people on board and on the journey of them getting the fishing rod so they can go fish for the rest of their lives instead of just for catching a fish a day, that is a good goal. And I think Tino on his channel has been actually pushing in this because it is a skill for life, which you can do anytime, anywhere, from any part of the world. There's no barriers when it comes to trading, in regards to religion, to sexual orientation, to your situation. If you gain that skill, you can actually apply it using any device, a PC, a laptop, a mobile phone. As I'm recording this on a mobile phone. So I hope this little snippet kind of clarifies some different aspects when it comes to trade. It's not just about getting your entries and getting your profits. It's why are you doing it? Why are you trying to get out of it? How are you going to evolve it? Is this going to be a short-term thing, a long-term thing? Is this going to be something that's going to support you on a long-term thing, alongside your job? Because at the end of the day, I've seen some people that the main goal, I want to quit my job and I want to be a full-time trader. Okay, that's fine. Well, what about if you fail on that? Okay, so always have a backup plan. If you have a job, my goodness, use that as keep you grounded. You got that steady income coming in, right? Don't use the income that you're bringing in from your job and put it in on trading like so many people have done. Okay, I'm a big passionate person when it comes to staking, right? My background in crypto for the last 8 years plus has been leading to this moment that slowly you're going to find out a little bit more in the next 48 hours. So when I see people saying that they virtually use their full paycheck that they're supposed to pay for food for the kids, rent, house insurance and all that, and they're on the first week and they're using leverage, you got your priorities wrong right there. Family comes first, no matter what. I don't care if you're an only child, you're living at home with your parents, you always put your family first, no matter what. Okay? It's your job as a offspring to ensure that the family always comes first. You support them either with your time, which is the most valuable currency in the world. You know, forget about Bitcoin and what value. Your time is precious. Utilize it, use it wisely. Okay, and when it comes to family, that's the best gift you can give them, your time. So, where is, there she is. You're hiding behind the tree. Yeah, there you go. You're still making funny faces. You got dirty now. Okay, now do you want your skipping rope? So we got a skipping rope. You gonna practice skipping? Okay, go on, show me. Oh, you're going backwards. Okay, try forwards. And you're doing it on top of the hill. So you're gonna probably fall. Met more practice, okay. So, a first skipping rope. Yeah, value the time that you have. You see, time and currencies are very alike, with one key difference. A currency could either go up in value and down in value. Your time as an individual, as soon as you're born, you've got a ticker, a clock. I can't stop it. You can either be born in this world with a silver spoon in your mouth, or, like me, you're born into this world to the opposite spectrum of that. And that builds character, that builds grit, that builds a hunger, that builds a drive to strive, to learn, to better yourself, get your family to a higher position of living. If you're bringing anybody into this world as a child, you know, your main responsibility when you're single and you have your girlfriend, you think you have a understanding what life is about. When you bring a firstborn, without you even knowing, you will find very quickly those priorities change immediately when you hold that baby girl, baby boy, or twins, or triplet on your hand. You don't know it at the time, and people can tell you that lives are going to change, but until you hold that person you created on your hand, that opens your eyes. So this is where some bail out, some do a poor job, some actually sacrifice their ambitions, their dreams, their wants, their needs, to ensure that they provide the best start for that child. And that, my friend, is where you need to spend your time wisely. I'm running out of time. I'm going to be 42 this year. I feel like 62. I had to mature very quickly, not by choice, when I turned 13. So in essence, I've been living my life ahead where actually I should be. You know, what a 13-year-old do nowadays. I was working, studying, I was working 40 plus hours part-time, I was studying, I was taking the responsibility of that. When you have that on your shoulders, you mature very, very quickly. So you see life a little bit different. So I'm passing these words to you because everybody are at a different stage on their life. You know, I'm not saying I know everything. I'm learning every day and I make mistakes every day. You know, when you come to making a decision, it's like picking up a rock, a stone, and you throw it into a lake, like the lake across there. Right. And that rock pedal hits the water, it creates ripples. Now, depending on the type of decision you're making in your life, you have positive ripples and you've got negative ripples. So, bad decision, good decision. Those ripples affect every single person around it that you know, family and strangers. The positive, if it's a positive decision, you will find long term those ripples affect other people and they themselves start making ripples. All right. If it's a negative decision, oh my boy, you will find out very quickly. Let's say you make a bad decision at your work, at a relationship, and that will come back and bite you on your ass at some point. You might not know it, you might not feel it, but it does. So when you get to a point that you're not too sure, this is where the learning comes in, right? Because you have to be responsible for the decisions you make, either consciously or unconsciously. And those decisions are going to affect your life either in a positive or negative way. So, on that note, I'm going to spend a little bit more time with my daughter. This afternoon, not sure about the time, I was planning to relax, tinkering with PCs, which is one of my passions. This is something that I enjoy. And I was going to put a PC together for a client and stream it on Twitch. So I've been in contact with some of the members on the chat and they're asking a lot of questions, so I'm going to try and kill two birds with one stone. So this afternoon on Twitch I will be streaming directly through my channel, Twitch PC Shed, Twitch TV, and if anybody is welcome to pop in. And I'm more than happy to answer any questions to do trading, to any learnings. Well, I work on PCs, and if we have any hardware enthusiasts, any gamers, any overclockers, any liquid cooling enthusiasts, definitely like to hang around with like-minded people. So, on that note, have a lovely afternoon, and hopefully I'll be able to upload this in time, so giving enough time for everybody to have a heads up. Alright, take care. Bye.